Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Warframe video. And yes, guys, I am back, and I'm glad to be back. So, hopefully I can start recording some more things for you guys. Of course, we have the new game coming and all that jazz, so should be fun. So, yeah. So, of course, we are in Warframe, and I figured that I would do our next Versus video while I was in Warframe doing some things. And we are on probably one of my most favorite frames, guys, Mesa. She was the last Prime? I believe she was the last Prime we got. So, not the one we currently have, but the one before it. So... and she is one of my personal favorite frames. She's probably definitely like my second most favorite frame. I would say first, actually, maybe. And pretty much she is the gunslinger frame is pretty much what she's good at. So she has some really cool boosts for like using your guns and everything. So I love that because I use my gun a lot. And obviously she is very cowboy-like, as you guys can see. And yeah. So, if you guys are new to this series, Versus is pretty much my own personal unique series where I put the Prime version against the regular version and we see if we can find any differences in them, being their health, their shield, or any of their abilities, effects, or anything like that. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get started. So, as you guys can see, this is my Mesa Prime. I do love my Mesa Prime. She is definitely a favorite of mine, like I said. And yes, mine is very... I love the colors of mine. I don't think I'm ever going to change her colors. I love the colors of her. So, yeah. As you guys can see, she's very cowboy-like in her Prime form. Her regular form, she still is, but she's not like... I wouldn't really call her a cowboy. I would say her Prime form is more cowboy compared to her regular form. So, anyways, so as you guys can see on the right-hand side, we got her abilities. We got Ballistic Battery, Shooting Gallery, Shatter Shield, and Peacemaker. Now, like I said earlier, guys, her abilities pretty much rely on your gunplay. So, if you guys are masters with the gun, or you like using your gun, then she is a great frame for you. Because she does offer some great boosts and whatnot with her weapons, so. So, yeah. So, as usual, guys, we are gonna start by getting some enemies in for us. Maybe we'll do... we haven't actually... done much infested. Maybe we'll do some infested. So maybe we'll do quite a few of these. Do like 10 of them, and then we'll add some... maybe we'll mix it up. We'll add some Grenier in with this. So, Elite Lancer. Sure, we'll fill the rest of the void with those guys. Alright. So we got pretty basic enemies. They're not too hard to defeat or anything. So, anyways, let's go. So we're going to pull out our main gun. And first ability is Ballistic Battery. Now, this ability pretty much is a ability that you build up with as you kill things. And as you guys can see down below in the ability bar, we have it at 100 right now. So, pretty much the goal is to kill as much as you can while this ability is activated. Then you deactivate it. Then you activate it again. And you'll release a massive amount of power onto your enemies. But of course these guys are pretty weak, so it's not going to do much to them, but that's literally what it does. It's just like a big giant power-up ability for your gun, pretty much. Oh, there we go. So as you guys can see, the enemy was kind of burning. That's what the ballistic battery does. So it just builds up power and then it releases on an enemy. That's usually what it does. I use this ability sometimes. I don't use it all the time. But it is a pretty good ability if you are looking to power up your gun at any point. Because it does make it pretty effective at some point. Only once though. So please do remember that. Alright. So I think we got everyone. So we're gonna have to go back up there and summon some more. We also should probably pick up some energy while we're at it. And as you guys can see, it creates a glowing effect on our gun, pretty much. On our hand. I guess it's our hand. It's kind of our gun, too. So, whatever you want to say. Oh, sorry, guys. Haven't had much water yet. Well, I had some water earlier, but you know. Alright, so our next ability is Shatter Shield, which pretty much creates a shield around Mesa. And this shield can be used to ricochet bullets off of you, pretty much is what it's for. So it's kind of like a protective shield, like you would expect. And as you can see, it creates like this interesting effect on her. It's kind of a weird glowing thing going on. Oh, you made me fall off. How rude. And I do use Shatter Shield quite a bit, just because it's a good ability when you're in a tight corner and whatnot. I think we killed everyone again. We're just killing everyone immediately. Alright, so let's hop back up here, gather our energies. So I actually skipped Shooting Gallery. I actually realized that Shooting Gallery is the second one, so we're gonna have to fix that. Let's just use the same enemies, why not? So, Shooting Gallery, this is pretty much the gun boost up ability. So if you're in a squad with people, this ability is awesome for that. Because it will always transfer to your allies at one point during the time it is activated, and it pretty much just briefly boosts your gun's power for a little while. So it's really good if your gun is not all that great. So like I said, guys, it's pretty much a boost up of your guns, pretty much is what it's for. And like I said before, it goes to your allies, so it is a ally pretty much ability. So it's kind of her only support ability is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And I actually use that every single time I pull her out, just because it's awesome when you're in a squad and it helps quite a bit. So yeah. Alright, so we're gonna go back in here. Actually, let's pick some harder enemies here. Maybe we'll pick some heavy gunners, maybe. Yeah, why not? Let's do a couple heavy gunners, sorry. Messing up my words, it's fine. And we're going to use her final ability, which is probably my most favorite ability of hers, which is called Peacemaker. And it pulls out her personal pistols, which are, as you guys can see, very deadly. So, where these pistols are, if you guys look at her arms, those are her pistols, actually. They're attached to her arms. And that is pretty much what she does. She just pulls them from her arms and literally attacks with them. That's pretty much what she does. So, and as you guys can see, I can move around with my Peacemaker. That's because of an augment mod, which is super awesome. I do suggest you guys get it. And it is the Peacemaker one. I forgot off the top of my head what exactly it is called, but I do suggest, highly suggest that mod if you are a Mesa main like me. Because that makes your movement a hell of a lot better when you got Peacemaker activated and whatnot. So, I highly suggest that. So yeah, guys. So there is your look at Mesa Prime. As you guys, if you guys were here earlier and watching this video before, you would know that this Prime is a more recent one. She came out, I think she was the last Prime. She wasn't the Prime before, but she's the Prime. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. She was the Prime before Equinox, who is the current Prime. So yeah, as you guys can see, that's basically what she does. Like I said, she's pretty much the gunslinger. So if you guys use your guns a lot, she is great for that. And so yeah. So now we are gonna switch to our regular Mesa, which I have used a lot before I got the Prime version. And I got her different the stances or whatever, actions or whatever you want to call it, on each of my Mesas. This one is her noble one, the other one is her agile one. So if you guys are wondering what they look like, there you go. So as you guys can see, this is my regular Mesa. This is her deluxe skin. So if you guys are wondering what her deluxe skin looks like, this is what it looks like. It pretty much makes her look like a condensador, but yes, I said that right, pretty sure. It's pretty much what it makes her look like, is what most people were saying. And I do like it. These colors, I've kept it on this Mesa for a long time, so I probably won't change her colors either on this Mesa, so. So, yeah. So, right out of the gate, as you guys can see, her health is ridiculously high compared to her shield. So that is a very obvious similarity they have. I do have vigor on, well, prime vigor on both of my Mesas, so her health is kind of ridiculously high. But as you guys can see, that is probably her strongest suit, is her health. So good to know if you are looking into getting Mesa or whatnot. Alright, so let's see if we can find any differences in her abilities or anything. So let's go back to the Lancers we were using and whatnot. The Lancers and the Chargers. Just to make it easy, because our regular Mesa is not as strong as our Prime one, so here is Ballistic Battery. Then we got Shatter Shield, which off the bat, they look very similar to each other. Yep, they got the glowing on their hand and everything, and the glowing on her arms there for her shield. So they are very similar, looks like, so far, in her abilities. I honestly don't think we're gonna find very much differences in regular Mesa versus Prime Mesa. Just the way they look, pretty much, is their only difference, I think. So which is totally fine. We're fine with seeing if we can find anything, right, guys? Okay, so we're gonna deactivate our battery. Then we're gonna use it on them, which I don't think we did, but that is fine. I think how it works, I've used her for a long time, and like I said, I don't really use the battery much. But I think how she works is you have to activate it once, full it up, so make it 100, and then deactivate it, then activate it again, fill it up to 100, and then or closer to 100, I would say, and then her ability will actually take effect. So, something to keep in mind. And sorry if I'm talking a little fast, guys. It seems like you guys don't mind, though, so it's all good. Alright, let's activate this again. Oh yes, and by the way, guys, her passive ability is that she reloads her guns faster. So, if you're wondering how she's reloading her guns so fast, that is why. Alright, so let's do our shooting gallery. Alright, it seems like a shooting gallery is pretty much the same also in effect-wise. Just got the long streaming ribbon that goes around whoever has it at the current moment. And like I said, this is the one that transfers to your allies. So it seems like it's pretty much the same, which sucks, but it's totally fine. I think for energy, my Mesa's colors are a bit different for each of them, so obviously this Mesa's yellow and then my Prime is red. But I think the only real difference is that the Mesa Prime's ribbon for the shooting gallery is a little bigger and more obvious. Would be probably the only real thing I would say is a difference so far that we have seen. Okay, so let's clear these guys. Let's pull out the gunners again. And then we'll use our final ability, see if it's any different. I believe this Mesa does have that mod on her as well. We're about to find out. Yep, she does. And we died. That is no good. As you guys can see, her Peacemaker is not nearly as strong. That's one thing to keep in mind. But obviously that will be true just because this is the regular Mesa. This is not the Prime version Mesa, so yeah, guys. So we could tell Prime Mesa and regular Mesa don't really have any major differences besides probably just how big an effect is or whatever, but it seems like we didn't find much difference in them, so that's totally fine. It's one of those frames that doesn't have much of a difference besides strength as usual. So anyways, guys, thank you for joining me for this versus video. I believe we have Mirage next, which is another favorite of mine. We're like on my favorite zone right now in my Warframe collection, which makes me happy. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like on this video. And yeah, so I will see you all in the next video.